Ready?
Yeah.
Lloyd, clearly not good enough today. You must be really disappointed with that.
I'm disappointed. I'm embarrassed. I'm apologetic to the fans who paid to watch that and came along to support us. Words can't tell you how angry and disappointed I am with performances today. I haven't gone in there and ranted and raved. I've gone in there and talked to them and told them how I see it and how I feel and who they've let down today. Firstly themselves, secondly the club. 3 players for me came out of that game and can hold their head up high. 8 were abysmal.
Yeah, and it's kind of you kind of look at it and it's kind of burst a bit of a bubble. We were moving along nicely. Nobody expected that today.
Yeah, me included. We had a really positive training session on Thursday. We talk about how good we look and how much quality we got. But I look at that and I'm now starting to question a few things myself, in the sense of, I keep talking about where we want to be next year and what we want to achieve. And I've got to have a real hard look at what we're doing and making sure that I'm comfortable, because after that game, I don't want to make a knee-jerk reaction, because we've been playing really well. We've looked a really strong squad. There's a lot of togetherness. But today, there was a lot of excuses. I watched a lot of excuses. And we had very, not below par performances, absolutely dire performances from some really good players today, and that's why we got beat.
Yeah, one real shame is that the 6 goals they scored against us overshadow what a fantastic hat-trick Gary scored in the first half. That was a superb hat-trick.
Yeah, and I don't mind saying, for me, I don't want to get into naming and shaming individuals. Gary's certainly one of the 3 that comes off of that pitch with his head held high. That's not just because of his 3 goals. His all-round performance, I thought, was outstanding. His attitude was outstanding through that game. And I said in the dressing room there, our forwards weren't letting them play out. Our forwards scored 3 goals. So you look behind our forwards and go, our midfield, our defence, and I include Javon, who's been great since he's been here as keeper. But today we were very, very poor all over. And I can't apologise enough to the fans. We'll get criticised for that, and absolutely rightly so. There'll be not one murmur from me of any criticism we get, because we deserve it.
Yeah, I suppose what it does do is the long trip to Littlehampton on Friday suddenly has become really important. We've talked about the core of the squad for next season, people wanting to be here going forward. They've really got to show it on Friday, haven't they?
Yeah, and this is not a managerial threat for me. If we're not winning games, I said there back in my career, me and Alan went to Tunbridge, and from March right through till the end of November we didn't lose, and I really felt that we were on that sort of run as a team, and the way, the togetherness and the way we're performing on and off the pitch, that we had the potential to do that. And today's really brought me back to earth with a bump. So I'm really disappointed now, right now, with individuals I thought I could count on, that clearly I can't count on. And it makes me wonder, when the chips are down next year, first game of the season, when we desperately need to win 3 points and put teams to the sword. That's no disrespect to Steyning, they were game today. But I said at half time, it could have been 7-7. It was that embarrassing. They took more chances than we did, but defensively it was almost comical. If you watch them goals back, it was ridiculous. And I blame everyone for that.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll cut it short today, because you've got a lot of thinking to do. The last home game against Hythe on Easter Monday is also just as important, again against a relegated team. We've got to put it right, haven't we?
Listen, we've got to put it right on Tuesday, we've got to put it right on Friday, on Monday, the following Saturday, through pre-season. I've got to put it right as a manager. We can't have performances like that. We can't have a team ethic like that. And that's my job to get it right. I didn't think we had that performance in us.
No.
I genuinely didn't, because since I've been here in charge, we haven't even looked like a performance like that. And I'd go back all season. That's our worst performance of the season, by a mile. So you can blame me, you can blame whatever, but that's down to players. We haven't changed anything today. We've got the same good players out there we've had most of the season, and they just performed in a really, really poor way.
Yeah, I'll put it down as an aberration, hopefully, and we'll put it right on Good Friday, hopefully down in Littlehampton.
Well, it gives us a real point to reflect on, doesn't it? You know, we keep thinking we're great, and that tells us we're not as great as we think we are.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather get that now than the start of next season.
Absolutely.
But it's really given me food for thought as to whether we need to. You know, I was saying we need to add 3 or 4. I look at today to our squad. I think we need to add 6 or 7. But I don't want to knee jerk. That's one game. But you know, I'm not going to let it continue. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, thanks for talking to us after that, Lloyd. Appreciate it.
Cool. Cheers, guys.